for Florence Dillard. And we go further with the AM classification now. Third place in the AM ranking, Jeroen Kreeft. Jeroen Kreeft. Oh. Jeroen Kreeft, dus derde plaats. Tweede plaats voor Luc van der Feesten. Second place for Luc van der Feesten. And once again, for his very first race meeting, Jan Lauritsen wins the AM classification after such an impressive performance, really, in comparison with the prime driver as well. Let's listen to a few notes of the Belgian anthem. Okay, well done. Congratulations, Jan Lauritsen, Luc van der Feesten and Jeroen Kreeft. The AM podium for the race 2 in the Porsche Carrera Cup. Benelux, next race and the last one before the World Endurance Championship 1-1 will be the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. See you soon for the podium of the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Thank you very much. See you later.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Belgium, to Spa-Francorchamps for race 2 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. It's the 32nd season for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, and during this year we will be contesting the 350th race in this series. That'll be at Monza a little later on in the year. We are located in eastern Belgium, in the forest of the Ardennes region, at this classic race circuit. And we are getting ready for our second race of the weekend. Yesterday, we saw Larry Tenvoorde pretty well carry on as he left off at the end of 2020. As you can see, track conditions and weather conditions are perfect for today. 7 degrees centigrade, track temperature 23 degrees, an absolutely beautiful part of the world and at a historic circuit. There you can see the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, 7.003 kilometres around. That equates to about 4.352 miles and 19 turns, 10 to the left and 9 to the right. One of the features of this circuit is a lot of elevation change, a change of about 102.2 metres throughout the lap, which is a massive amount of elevation change and is in fact higher than Big Ben. There's a statistic for you. So a lot of up and down, and of course the most famous part is the Eau Rouge and Radillon corners, the steep fast right-hander with a gradient of nearly 25%, and it's one of the most famous and feared corner combinations in motorsport. So we're close to the Germany and the Netherlands, and we're looking there at Lauren Heinrich from Germany, who finished second yesterday. He starts second on the grid, and he started second yesterday, so he is going to be looking to improve. But that man who starts on pole position once again today, Larry Tenvoorde, is going to take a little bit of beating. There's the man who finished in third place, Christopher Zirkling, and he returns to the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany for the first time since 2017, when he finished fourth in the championship. The 33-year-old stepping right back in as if he had never been away. So it was a great race yesterday. It was Larry Tenvoorde who took the win, it was Lauren Heinrich who finished second, and it's Christopher Zirkling who finished third, and that's exactly the order they're starting the race in today. Luke Hartog, the current PCC Benelux champion, he was the leading rookie finisher. We did have Dorian Boccolacci, who finished fifth on the road, but as a guest driver, he doesn't score points in the rookie championship. So it's Luke Hartog who's at the top of the rookie championship after yesterday, and Carlos Rivas, who finished 14th on the road and takes first place in the Pro-Am championship. One point of interest is Bastian Boos, one of the rising stars in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. He finished in 8th place, but sadly was removed from the result due to his car being a kilogram underweight. So that elevated everybody up behind him. There we see the grid. Larry Tenforder on pole position with Lauren Heinrich alongside, then Christopher Zirkling, and then Maurice Schuring. Now there's an impressive driver, the youngest ever to compete in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany at just 16 years old, and he has got a lot of pressure on his shoulders for this race as he starts from P4 on the grid with Leon Kohler and Ayhan Changuven, and Guven had the kind of race he really wanted to forget yesterday, recording a non-finish. Leon Kohler, who starts fifth, he finished in 4th place yesterday, and Ayhan Changuven will be certainly looking to get his championship battle on track and get a good result. As you can hear, the engines have started. We are here at Spa-Francorchamps supporting the World Endurance Championship season opener, and it is an absolute privilege to be here. 29 identical Porsche 911 GT3 Cup cars, and it is the new generation of Porsche, the 510 horsepower car. That's about 25 horsepower more than last year's version, and lapping yesterday over 2 seconds a lap faster than when Porsche was last here, and that was in 2018. So a significant step forwards in the car. 4 litre naturally aspirated, water cooled, flat 6 boxer engine mounted in the rear. The car is a wider, more muscular, aggressive looking car than last year's, and can run on synthetic fuels, so a real step forward looking to the future as the cars start on their formation lap as we get ready for race 2 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany 2021 season. The roar of the cars as they head up Eau Rouge and towards Raidillon, this historic circuit, and onto the Kemmel Straight. And yesterday, towards the end of the Kemmel Straight, the cars were hitting 280 kilometers an hour. That's 174 miles an hour. So heading into Les Combes, the fastest part of the track and one of the best overtaking opportunities of the track as well. These cars really, really quick. It's a track that is very high speed, sometimes causes controversy, but lots of overtaking opportunities. And this lap, a critical part of the race, the formation lap, as the drivers look to get heat into the tyres and into the brakes. And of course, getting heat into the brakes transmits through the wheel rims and into the tyres. And our pole sitter, Larry Tenforder, will be looking not to get too far ahead of the field, because he doesn't want to be sat on the grid with his tyres cooling down while the rest of the pack behind him form up. And as you can see, Lauren Heinrich, who starts second, just behind him, and Christopher Zirkling and Maurice Schuring. And definitely going to be keeping an eye on young Maurice Schuring and seeing how he goes, because he is one of the real challengers and contenders in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. He's part of the talent pool, as is Lauren Heinrich and Luke Hartog and a number of others, and the great talent pool, which is coached and mentored by former Porsche Works driver Wolf Hensler, and they are nurturing 8 young drivers to come up through the ranks, and many of the big names that we see in GT racing and in motor racing in general have come through the Porsche talent pool. A great scheme for getting drivers onto the motor racing ladder. So we're continuing on this formation lap, and very, very shortly the grid will be forming up on this historic track that was built back in 1921 using public roads between Francorchamps, Malmedy and Stavelot. And it used to be 14.9 kilometres around. And the track was pretty well halved in length back in 1979 when it was redeveloped. And investment still continuing in this track. An €80 million investment currently ongoing over the next 10 years, including a new grandstand alongside Raidillon with 4,500 seats and lots of other upgrades as well. So a circuit that's been around for many years and continues to provide great racing. As you can see, weather conditions are perfect, track conditions are perfect, and we are very excited to get this second race underway. The grid is forming up and the remaining cars coming out of the bus stop chicane, which is another great overtaking opportunity throughout this race. And then we will cast our eyes to the back of the grid, and when we've got clearance we will be ready to go. It will be 30 minutes of racing plus 1 lap. The question is, can Larry Tenforder continue his winning streak? So we're looking at the back, there's a man with a green flag, and when that is waved our focus will turn towards the lights on the starting gantry. Bit of a pause here. Right, we've got clearance, so we will be looking. There will be 5 red lights that come on. There they are, and when they go off, we are go, go, go. It is race 2 for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany here at Spa-Francorchamps. Lauren Heinrich trying to get the drag from Larry Tenforder off the line, but that's a little bit too much as they head into the La Source hairpin and up towards Eau Rouge. It looks like the cars have all got through, but it's Larry Tenforder who leads the way. But Lauren Heinrich tucked under his back bumper. Is he going to make a move early on in the race? Can he do anything about it? None of the cars running wide, and track limits very much a feature here as they head up over the top of Raidillon. Larry Tenforder leading the way, but Lauren Heinrich looking very racy. Christopher Zirkling has got off into 3rd place, and Morris Schuring in 4th. The rest of the field scrapping over the remaining places. It's going to take us a lap or 2 to get settled down, but once again it's that man Larry Tenforder who leads the way. Then we can see Leon Kohler coming under pressure further back. Dan Van Koyk is in the battle, and little fights all the way through this field. Morris Schuring is our leading rookie in P4. We also have Dorian Boccolacci, who is further back in the pack, and he is guesting here this weekend. Good to have Dorian here. Featured heavily in GT racing and in GT Masters last year. Not scoring any points, finished 5th yesterday, but starting further back in the green and silver car. And we'll be looking to make progress forwards, and he is classed as a rookie in this series. So here we come, nose to tail the cars. They are all identical. You can see them picking up the dirt as they use all of the track and a little bit more. Now the track limits really has been a big feature throughout these last few days, with so many penalties being issued, as we look at Sandro Kaibach in the number 10 car, and Kaibach is in P7 at the moment. Max van Splunteren directly behind him, and Luke Hartog 3rd in the queue in that particular battle. So as you can see, using a lot of the runoff area, and we're going to keep an eye on our timing screens because the stewards have taken a very dim view as we see Dorian Boccolacci on the inside of Bastian Buss. Bastian Buss in the blue number 99 car did all the hard work yesterday, really impressed, and had it all taken away in scrutineering after the race had finished with that underweight car, and he will be looking to make amends for that because he needs to score points to keep his championship on track. Out of the La Source hairpin we come towards Eau Rouge. The drivers really are using a lot of the runoff area. So a lot of discussion has taken place about track limits, and especially at Raidillon and Blanchimont, the 2 areas where the cars have been penalised the most. And the practice session was actually red flagged twice on Thursday because of track limits, as Sandro Kaibach continues to fend off the attention of Max van Splunteren, and there's Dorian Boccolacci and Bastian Buss together, and you can see Bastian Buss sliding the car around the corner, picking up dirt as they head on to the gravel trap, but keeping it pointing in the right direction, and it's Boccolacci who comes out in front of that particular battle. Bastian Buss seems to be absolutely fearless, fighting back, but being very careful not to lose a place to Lucas Groeneveld, who's behind him. So our leader, Larry Tenforder, 9/10 of a second over Lauren Heinrich. Lauren Heinrich, who won the rookie championship last year and is looking very much like the main challenger to Larry Tenforder this year. Tenforder, who had the championship going all the way down to the line in 2020. He was chased all of the way by Dylan Carrera, and it went pretty well to the last corner of the last lap of the last race, and you can see all the cars got away pretty well part one at the back of the grid. There's a replay of the start as they headed into La Source, and that corner which caused so much controversy because the cars fan out so wide, and then they funnel in to this high speed straight and corner, which is Eau Rouge and Radion, and here you can see the cars and track limits on this section appearing to have no effect whatsoever, and drivers just bumping across the curbs. So car 46 is under investigation at turn 19, and car 46 is Fabio Citignola, and Fabio, one of the talent pool drivers, and under investigation at turn 19. Not entirely sure what that's about. We will no doubt find out very, very shortly. And we continue to monitor this battle. Bastian Buss going incredibly wide. Jesse Van Kooyt behind, and Lucas Groeneveld. And this is Dorian Boccolacci. And we can see how much of the runoff area these cars are taking, using every bit of the track they feel they can get away with. And it does seem to be that the conversations about track limits seem to be ongoing potently as we look at Sandra Kaibach getting it all wrong and going straight on. And that is up at the top of Radion. Here's Larry Tenforder, our leader, and Dan Van Kooyt into the pit lane. So he's clearly got an issue and had a non-finish yesterday. So his 2021 season not getting up to the pace that he wanted. It looks as though it's going to be a 0-0 score for him on these first two races of 2021. So Maurice Schuring in the number 11 car, fighting, locking up the tyres. He's in fourth place, and he has just surrendered a spot to Ayhan Chen Guven. So Guven, who had such a bad day yesterday, finally gets through and is through into P4. And now Leon Kohler is lining up behind Maurice Schuring. So much pressure on this young driver, the youngest ever, may I remind you, in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. And Leon Kohler lining him up, looking left, looking right. And the young talent pool driver doing everything that he can to keep Kohler behind. So Ayhan Chen Guven is up into P4. Christopher Zirkling running pretty well on his own in P3. So we take a look at Rudolf Reed, and he's having a look on the inside of the Bashar Mardini car, bumping across the curbs, and that is down in 21st position. Our leading Pro-Am driver, well, would you believe it, Carlos Rivas. That's the position that he tends to occupy, the current Pro-Am champion, and he's down in P16. Leon Kohler now looking again on the inside of Maurice Schuring. Schuring slams the door, going wide. And now Leon Kohler has a look on the outside, but Schuring making that Porsche as wide as he possibly can. And to remind you, this is the fight for 5th position in this race. And it's the young rookie, Maurice Schuring, who's holding off Leon Kohler. So here we go again, Leon Kohler taking another look on the inside into the corner. And the number 11 car holding off intense pressure, and while all that's going on, Ayhan Cengiven is able to disappear off up the road. He's about 3.2 seconds behind third place Christopher Zirkling as he looks to wind him in. And here's Kohler again on the inside of Maurice Schuring. The two cars running side by side, and this time it looks like Kohler's got it. Leon Kohler slotting in front, and Maurice Schuring is relegated down another place into P6. So Leon Kohler up to P5. The question is, can he do anything about Ayhan Cengiven? Guven has taken 2/10 out of Christopher Zirkling in the last half of that, and there is our Pro-Am leader. That is Carlos Rivas in the number 6 car. He's circulating in P17, but he is our leading Pro-Am driver. But he has Antonio Teixeira for company in the number 19 car. Antonio Teixeira, another one of the young talent pool drivers and one of the rookies fighting for the rookie championship. Just to remind you, we have the overall championship for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. We have a rookie championship, also a Pro-Am championship and a team championship. So 4 titles that have been fought for throughout the season. And there's a driver who impressed so much yesterday, Dorian Boccolacci in the number 17 car. He's in P9 at the moment. Finished in 5th yesterday, a very solid performance. And guesting here, he's regular in the Porsche Carrera Cup France for this year. So sadly, we're only going to see him in the German series for this race. But very welcome nevertheless, as Teixeira finds a route past Carlos Rivas. And it doesn't affect Carlos Rivas' position in the Pro-Am race, but obviously on the track, Antonio Teixeira finds that route past and moves up into P17. So Teixeira, one of the up-and-coming challengers in this series. And Carlos Rivas looking to return the compliment. Carlos Rivas, vastly experienced, has been in the Porsche Carrera Cup for a number of years, the 2020 Pro-Am champion, and looking very strong again for the 2021 championship. No further action on the investigation on car 46 at turn 19, and not entirely sure what the issue was there, but no further action on Fabio Citignola. And as you can see from your graphic on the screen there, it's Ayhan Cengiven who is the fastest man on the track at the moment. And he, in 4th place, is now 2.9 seconds behind 3rd place Christopher Zirkling. So Christopher Zirkling may well find him there. That's Dorian Boccolacci getting it all run under braking. Goes steaming through, does very well not to collect another car, and that is on the bus stop chicane as they head towards La Source. So Dorian Boccolacci and Luke Hartog, who is on the outside of him, and Max van Splunteren, who's in front, and Bastian Buss also getting involved, and Luke Hartog taking an incredibly wide line, and again may attract the attention of the stewards. The track limits appearing to be a lot wider all of a sudden. There's Sandra Kaibach just going through your picture. So Luke Hartog, not entirely sure that route was especially quick. Here comes Dorian Boccolacci again on Max van Splunteren, looking to the outside into the corner. Max van Splunteren has that racing line, but Dorian Boccolacci putting incredible pressure on him. So Max van Splunteren holding off Dorian Boccolacci, who now comes under more pressure from Bastian Buss, and Luke Hartog in there as well. What a great battle. Hartog looking to the inside of Bastian Buss, the two young talent pool drivers running absolutely connected together. As we approach halfway point of this race, you can see Dorian Boccolacci, who's just dropped back a little bit from Max van Splunteren. And Spluncheren is in 8th place, Dorian Boccolacci in 9th. And Bastian Buss with Luke Hartog taking a little look on the inside. But Bastian Buss holding him off, keeping it on the track. And Dorian Boccolacci under immense pressure. Max van Spluncher has been able to break away a little bit, and Bastian Buss gets 2 wheels onto the dirt. Now that's going to lose him a little bit of grip, and that allows Luke Hartog to have a look on the inside, but still Bastian Buss holds on. So here's again Luke Hartog flashing his lights, doing everything that he can to get past Bastian Buss, and the 2 cars running so close together has allowed Dorian Boccolacci just to break away a little bit. Larry Tenforder continues to lead this race, and look at Luke Hartog hanging the back end out as they come around the bus stop chicane and up towards La Source. There you can see Max van Spluncheren in P8 and Dorian Boccolacci just behind. Here's our leader. It's Larry Tenforder, very much as you were from yesterday, the same 1-2-3 that we had for much of the race, but Ayhan Cengiven is still trying to close in. Now he's dropped a little bit actually, 3.1 seconds behind 3rd place Christopher Zirkling. But Larry Tenforder seemingly having a real grip on this race. He has been Mr. Porsche over these last couple of years. In the 2019 Porsche Carrera Cup German Championship, it went all the way to the wire, and Julian Andlauer just beat him in the closing stages. But last year, it was Dylan Pereira and Larry Tenforder who were running head-to-head pretty well for the whole of the season. And this year, it's looking like Lauren Heinrich and Christopher Zirkling are in the box seats to take the battle to him. And they're running 1-2-3 again. Ayhan Cengiven, 2.8 seconds behind now in P4, so he's resumed his closing in on Christopher Zirkling. A verbal warning has been given to Lucas Grunevel. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. One assumes it's for track limits, as we look at Georgi Donchev and Rudolf Rien battling for 20th place. Georgi Donchev, who's in the Pro-Am Championship, and Rudolf Rien, who is looking to get past him on the track. And Rudolf Rien, one of the talent pool drivers. So they're running for effectively different championships, but in the same race. There's our leader, Larry Tenforder. 13.5 minutes of this race left still to run. Can Lauren Heinrich do anything about him? As the number 96 car of Jan-Erik Slooten. Good to have Jan-Erik in the Pro-Am category. Finished P19 yesterday. And Jan-Erik Slooten, been around in GT racing for a number of years, and great to welcome him back to Porsche Carrera Cup Germany during 2021. And Jan-Erik Slooten under pressure from Sebastian Glazer, and that's down in 25th place. Back to the leaders, very much as you were. Now yesterday, Lauren Heinrich did get within striking distance of Larry Tenforder, but couldn't quite make it past. I have to remind you, these cars are all exactly the same. The only difference between them is setup and aero angle. Very much identical cars, so there are no opportunities to make big gains unless you can force the car in front to make a mistake, and that is exactly what Lauren Heinrich is trying to do with Larry Tenforder. But the young driver from the Netherlands does not make mistakes very regularly, and is getting stronger and stronger. The reigning Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup champion, as well as the reigning Porsche Carrera Cup Germany champion. And Lauren Heinrich putting all the pressure on as he tries to force Larry Tenforder into making a mistake. You can see in the background Ayhan Cengiven closing in little by little on Christopher Zirkling, who currently circulates in 3rd place. So So the 2020 rookie champion, Lauren Heinrich, holding on in second place. And you can see the dust through the air. We're looking at the battle for 13th position. Jessie Van Kooyk and Yuka Honkavori. And the two cars using all of the track. We've got some more warnings that have been given out. They're verbal warnings at the moment for track limits. Car 7, Kim Hauschild. Car 19, Antonio Teixeira. And car 17, Dorian Boccolacci, all have received warnings. And it could well be that the stewards will have something to say about track limits, because as you've seen from your pictures already, these drivers using every inch of the Spa-Francorchamps area to find a route through, and exceeding a lot of those track boundaries. This is a great battle. Sandra Kaibach, Maurice Schuring and Max van Splunteren, they're fighting for 6th position, heading up towards Eau Rouge. And the steepness of that climb, really, you don't get any impression of it on TV. The compression as you go down and then up, and then to the blind crest of the hill towards Radion. Absolutely sensational to watch, terrifying to drive, I should think. This is our battle for the lead. Larry Tenforder, now Lauren Heinrich doing very much as he had done yesterday, 4 tenths behind. And Christopher Zirkling keeping a waiting watch in 3rd place. This is the Sandra Kaibach battle that we were looking at a little bit earlier. And this is for P6. And Rudolf Rehn finding a way past Georgi Donchev. So that's for 20th position. And those two drivers not really in the same race as each other. And Georgi Donchev with bigger fish to fry and not holding off Rudolf Rehn. So Georgi Donchev in the Pro-Am race, and he is 2nd in the Pro-Am category. Here's a replay, and you can see Rudolf Rehn to the inside, under braking into the corner, and Georgi Donchev not putting up too much of a fight. Pointless to take life out of the tyres and out of the brakes, fighting for a position that is not going to make a lot of difference in the championship that you are in. This is the lead battle though, and this is for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany Championship lead. Larry Tenforder, he's top of the points at the moment. Lauren Heinrich in 2nd, and look at Larry Tenforder taking all of the curve into the bus stop chicane. The car jumping up onto 2 wheels. The Porsche 911, fairly forgiving over the curbs, and takes a fair amount of stick as these drivers go bumping over the curbs. So this is for the lead. Larry Tenforder, about half a second ahead of Lauren Heinrich. This is very much the story of yesterday. Can the ending be any different? Can Lauren Heinrich do anything about Larry Tenforder, or will he make it 2 in a row? There's a car going very wide at the back there. And I can't believe that was any quicker around the corner. So somebody getting it all wrong. As we look down Eau Rouge, here we go again. The lead battle, Larry Tenforder, Lauren Heinrich tucked up behind. 4 tenths of a second is what it says on the timing screens, but that is varying on every corner. And Christopher Zirkling about 1.5 seconds behind. Ayhan Cenguva not really making any inroads into 3rd place at the moment. He's about 2.9 seconds behind and has been for a while. So our focus very much on these two cars. You can see Lauren Heinrich just driving it so hard, doing everything that he can to hold on to the shirt tails of Larry Tenforder as we look at Georgi Donchev, now coming under pressure from the 89 car of Bashar Mardini. And Bashar Mardini, who is in the Pro-Am Championship, so this is important for Georgi Donchev. The two Pro-Am drivers together on the circuit, and Kim Hauschild, who's also in the Pro-Am Championship, just lying behind. So these 3 cars fighting for 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the Pro-Am category. Our focus back to Larry Tenforder, just coming up to 6.5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining of this race. And Larry just appears to have control of this race. Lauren Heinrich, exact replay of yesterday pretty well, getting really close but not being able to find a route through. Can he monster Larry Tenforder into a mistake, or is it going to stay as it is? There's Bashar Mardini again, behind Georgi Donchev, and this is a good battle. This is significant in the Pro-Am Championship. Carlos Rivas is a couple of places ahead. He's in P18 on the track. And there you can see that Lauren Heinrich has been quicker on laps 8 and laps 9. But Larry Tenforder, you just get the feeling that he is controlling this. He's not taking too much out of the car. Ayhan Cengiven coming over the crest of the hill there, and he's actually taken a couple of tenths out of 3rd place. Christopher Zirkling in the silver and red car. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 all within the same shot on the screen. And then behind them, back in 5th place, is Leon Kohler, but he's some 6.5 seconds down the road with Sandra Kaibach, who has now broken free of Morris Schuring, who is in Kaibach, who's in P6. Here we go again. The Pro-Am Championship rages on. Carlos Rivas a little bit up the road, but this is for 2nd in the Pro-Am category. Georgi Donchev with Bashar Mardini and Kim Hauschild. The 3 cars together, and you can see Rudolf Rehn just ahead. And Mardini looking to the outside of Donchev. Overtaking not easy here. And here's a replay of Donchev locking it up under braking. That is going in to La Source. And there, Morris Schuring with Max van Splunteren, and in the background Dorian Boccolacci, and it has been an absolute joy to see Dorian Boccolacci in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany over these last couple of days. He is a real entertainer, a driver who's come through open wheel racing and GT racing. And here we go for a battle for the lead. Larry Tenforder now with Lauren Heinrich closer than ever. So Lauren Heinrich closing in on Larry Tenforder, and looked for a moment as though he was going to make some kind of challenge. The car's so evenly matched, surely he's going to have to press Larry Tenforder into some kind of a mistake if he's going to find a way past, unless Larry Tenforder is taking too much out of his tyres. But that's a lesson that he's learned many times over, and he seems to have a handle on this still. Fabio Citinola going wide out of the corner, and that is in P19. Less than 3.5 minutes plus 1 lap of this race remaining. It's still Larry Tenforder who leads the way from Lauren Heinrich, and a 5-second penalty has been awarded to cars 15 and 17 for constant abuse of track limits. Car 15, Lucas Groneveld, and car 17, Dorian Boccolacci. So Groneveld and Boccolacci have picked up a penalty for exceeding track limits. But our focus still on this battle for the lead. Less than 3 minutes remaining. What can Lauren Heinrich do to get past Larry Tenforder? Well, it doesn't look like much, does it? Only 0.184 off the lead. And Christopher Zirkling just there waiting, and Ayhan Cengiven has closed right in. These first 4 cars, not a lot between them. Larry Tenforder leading the way, but it'll only take one small mistake and everything could change. Lauren Heinrich throwing everything that he can think of at Larry Tenforder to try and find a way past. Christopher Zirkling still in 3rd place. Ayhan Cengiven in 4th. And in 5th place, a little bit further back, is Leon Kohler. So having a look at a replay here, and that is Jesse Van Koyk locking up under braking, going incredibly wide out of La Source. And I'll focus back at the first 4. So we can see Larry Tenforder leading the way. There's Jesse Van Kooyk. And that is the fight for 13th place. Behind him, Jukka Honkavori and Julian Hanses. Now, Julian Hanses is a driver we haven't seen much of, expecting a lot from him this year. A very talented young driver, but coming under pressure from Rudy Van Buren, who's in P16. So this is the fight for 13th place. Jesse Van Kooyk, Jukka Honkavori, Julian Hanses and Rudy Van Buren. We're into the final minute plus one lap of this race. And Larry Tenforder continues to lead the way. Ayhan Changuven now has closed in on Christopher Zirkling. And you can see that Ayhan Changuven has his sights on that final podium position. Now is either Tenforder or Heinrich, who got a couple of wheels onto the dirt and kicked up some dust in front of these cars. Doesn't seem to have affected the pace much, but here comes Guven on Zirkling. The young Ayhan Changuven has been so impressive last year in Porsche Carrera Cup. And the returning Christopher Zirkling, the 33-year-old, who's back after 4 years away from Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, passing Holger Harmsen and back marker. So the clock has reached zero. We're in to the plus one lap of this race. Looking at this continuing fight down in 21st position in the Pro-Am Championship. This is for second and third in the Pro-Am. Georgi Donchev, Bashar Mardini and Kim Hauschild. And Carlos Rivas running P18 and leading the Pro-Am Championship. This is the fight for third. The closing stages of this race. Christopher Zirkling and Ayhan Changuven. So Christopher Zirkling, a fairly experienced head on those shoulders. And Ayhan Changuven, car 15. Picking up a 5-second penalty. Lucas Grunewald for exceeding track limits. And battles throughout the pack. We knew that track limits were going to be an issue. Here's Dorian Boccolacci. Don't forget, he is carrying a penalty as well. Max van Splunteren is relegated by Dorian Boccolacci. There's Bastian Buss just behind. We're on to the final lap of this race. And Dorian Boccolacci in P8. Maurice Schuring just ahead in P7. So can Maurice Schuring hold off the pressure of Dorian Boccolacci on this final lap? There's Bastian Buss and he's lining up Max van Splunteren. Heading up Eau Rouge, takes a lot of courage to keep your foot planted flat to the floor going up over Radion. And then down the Kemmel Straight at nearly 175 miles an hour. In towards Le Com. As they head round for the final time. Maurice Schuring just holding off the guest driver in Dorian Boccolacci. And Max van Splunteren behind with Bastian Buss and Luc Hartog just in the background as well. So good, mature driving from Maurice Schuring. He may be the youngest man in the field, but he's holding off the giants that are behind him. We're into the final few corners. It's Larry Tenforder leading the way, Lauren Heinrich in second, Christopher Zirkling holding off Ayhan Changuven. And as we head into the final couple of corners of this race, it looks like Larry Tenforder has done everything he needs to do to make it 2 out of 2. The first four cars still close together, and it looks like Ayhan Changuven really hasn't got anything that he can take to Christopher Zirkling. Here comes Tenforder. Maurice Schuring in the car 11 has picked up a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits, so that's going to affect the final results. But here comes Larry Tenforder winning race 2 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Here at Spa-Francorchamps is Laurin Heinrich, second across the line. Christopher Zirkling holding off Ayhan Guven. And here's Dorian Boccolacci on the outside of Maurice Schuring. Both of these cars have got 5-second penalties. So they cross the line. And we will see how that all shakes out in the results, because 5 seconds is going to drop them quite a long way down the line. So on the road, in fact the timing screens have now just corrected, so it's Ayhan Guven who is 4th ahead of Leon Kohler, Sandra Kaibach, Max van Splunteren, and then Bustian Bass, who finishes in P8, and he is our highest finishing rookie, going a little way to make up for his disqualification yesterday. And such a shame, because that would have been 2 P8s. And there's a replay of Dorian Boccolacci and Maurice Schuring. Has anybody told them this isn't stock car racing? Look at them locking up. That's Dorian Boccolacci getting the back end hanging out. Wonderful stuff, real entertainment. And Kim Hauschild finding a route past Bashar Mardini, or does he? And yes, Hauschild is classified ahead of Bashar Mardini. So, pure entertainment from the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, the second race here at Spa-Francorchamps this weekend. A real privilege to be here supporting the World Endurance Championship. Our highest finished rookie was Bastian Buss in P8. And Carlos Rivas wins in the Pro-Am Championship, P18 on the road. But our overall winner, Larry Tenforder, he is going to take a bit of stopping this year. But Laurin Heinrich, looking like the man who can do it. We're going to take a little look at some of the highlights from this race before the podium ceremony. So some thoroughly entertaining racing from Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, and there is the official classification. And a certain amount of hesitation while I was reading them out as they come across the line, because the various time penalties are being applied and the timing screens are finally corrected, and Dorian Boccolacci now down in P15 as a result of those penalties. There's no doubt about our leader though, Larry Tenforder, who wins the race 8/10 ahead of Laurin Heinrich and Christopher Zirkling, Ayhan Guven and Leon Kohler. And there's confirmation of Dorian Boccolacci's penalty, and also Maurice Schuring, who finishes in P10. And Ayhan Guven, the quickest man, has the fastest lap of the race at 2:21.706. So Dan Van Koyk, we saw him into the pits, and he records a non-classification. But a good race, and as we look down Eau Rouge on this glorious day, we're going to take a look at some slow-mos of the cars bouncing over the curbs. They build them strong, don't they, at Porsche? There's our second place man, Laurin Heinrich, for Van Berger Huber Racing. And there's our winner for Team GP Elite. It's Larry Tenforder. So very shortly, we're going to be bringing you the podium presentation. Maurice Schuring there's some great shots, and you can see the car sliding and bouncing. The 16-year-old driver from the Dutch town of Den Dolder. And there's somebody at the other end of the scale, Carlos Rivas, one of the more senior drivers in Porsche Carrera Cup, and of course the 2020 Pro-Am champion. Fabio Cistagnola, another of the talent pool, and did Super Race Trucks. 27 races for that in 2020. And Cistagnola finishing in 19th place in this race. So some great replays over the curbs. And some great shots here at Spa-Francorchamps. From here, we head to Oschersleben in the middle of May. And there'll be another 2 races then supporting the ADAC GT Masters. And then we head to Austria, the Red Bull Ring in June. Again with the GT Masters before heading to Monza in Italy for round 4, races 7 and 8. Then it's Zandvoort, Nürburgring, Sachsenring, and then it all comes to a close in October at Hockenheim. The question is, will that man there, Larry Tenforder, still be at the top of the point standings? It would be a brave man who bets against it. Ayhan Changuven and Leon Kohler, 2 of the challenges. And Leon Kohler, one of the real rising stars, and the only driver, apart from Larry Tenforder and Dylan Pereira, to win a race last year. Pereira and Tenforder very much having a stranglehold on the championship. Right, here we go, podium ceremony. 3rd place, Christopher Zirkling, looking overjoyed. 2nd place, Lauren Heinrich. And the winner from the Netherlands for Team GP Elite, it's Larry Tenforder. Also team coordinator Robert Van Tailing, and he is on the podium for Team GP Elite.
Congratulations, Proficiat, Larry Tenforder is the winner with the team.
So the mighty Larry Tenforder continuing as he left off in 2020. It's 2 out of 2 here at Spa-Francorchamps this weekend.
Let's go for some champagne.
And now the celebration starts. If you can get the cork out of the bottle. The end of 2 great races for Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. What a great way to start the season, supporting the World Endurance Championship here at Spa-Francorchamps. We're going to pack it all up, and in a couple of weeks' time we're going to do it all again at Oschersleben, a very different kind of track indeed, for another 2 races in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. And the question is, can Larry Tenforder continue to hold off the attentions of Lauren Heinrich and Christopher Zirkling, or will one of the young pretenders, one of the new drivers, or maybe one of the veterans come through and challenge for that title? Photos have been taken, and we reflect on what has been a fantastic couple of days of racing. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and we will be back to do it all again in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Classification, and like yesterday, we will have a